right on this very spot in 1981, late March, on the 3rd floor of the building that once stood in this spot, a gentleman by the name of John Hinckley Jr. rented a $47 hotel room. And the rest is history. And the first thing on his itinerary was to see the sights in Washington, D.C. Welcome, everyone. Adam the Woo here. It's Dan Bell.
Hey, everyone.
It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's TheDailyWoo. Like so many other tourists have done, he got his picture sitting right there along the fence line in front of the White House, next to the fountain. Same fence, same spot where he would have sat, right there. But in all reality, he was here for one specific purpose, to try to get a glimpse and see President Ronald Reagan out in the yard, up close and personal. But after roaming around town all day with no luck, he eventually read a newspaper that said the following day that the president was going to be giving a speech at a local hotel. Getting ready to hop in an Uber now and go over to the Hilton here in town. I think this is our ride. Appreciate it. Thanks. We have arrived. March 30th, 1981, 69 days into his presidency. Ronald Reagan was inside this ballroom.
No, this has not changed.
This is how it looked the day it happened?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the lighting's different, but the architecture is still...
You think there was a stage probably over there, right? Is where he was standing?
Yeah.
And on that day when he walked this corridor, he had no idea what was going to happen once he got outside. There's the stage, exit stage right, and we're heading this way.
And then he would have went down here with his entourage.
And if my calculation, my guesstimation is right, is that a word, guesstimation?
No.
They have designated the event with a sign. It was a president's 100th visit to the Washington Hilton. That's pretty interesting. Out of all the presidents, it was the 100th time that one has been on these grounds when that moment took place. These doors are shut, so we can't get in it, but this is the door. This is the actual door the Secret Servicemen and President Reagan walked out of before all of this was built on. So Reagan would have walked straight this way. His limo would have been parked right here. The media were standing right over in this area, and a young man by the name of John Hinckley Jr. was standing right there next to Sam Donaldson. You know Sam Donaldson was there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just to give a little perspective on what happened about a second or two before the first shot rang out, here's a photo of Reagan waving to the crowd, the few people who were congregating, saying hello. Moments later, shot number one. Now they have added a flower bed and they have redone the pavement, but right in this spot is where James Brady, who was critically injured, laid. They used to have a grate right here on the ground, which has been replaced. He was in that spot, as well as the second shot, which hit a DC police officer, and he laid right next to Brady, right there on the ground. With those two bodies out of the way, he had a clear 15-foot projectile to Reagan. However, the third shot missed and landed in one of the windows and was removed up there in a plate of glass. And during those brief seconds of panic, the Secret Service was pushing the president into his limo in this spot right here. But the most heroic moment was by Tim McCarthy, who actually turned his body into a human shield to block the bullet. That's pretty amazing that someone would do that for another man. I know it's his job, but still, in the heat of the moment, would you do that for someone else? Pretty amazing. The fifth shot ended up hitting the side of the bulletproof glass on the window door of the limo, but the sixth shot somehow wedged itself through and crept through the side of the door, hitting Reagan in the rib and in the side of the back. It all happened in just a matter of seconds. The limo pulled off with the commander-in-chief in tow. Originally, he didn't realize that he had been shot. It took about a block or two before they noticed that he was bleeding. I guess the moment of excitement Sometimes you don't realize that you're actually seriously injured. I am standing in the exact location of impact. Dan is standing in the exact location that the bullet was shot from. All 6 bullets, only 15, 20 feet distance. Not that far. Not far at all. I should also mention that all the footage you see was from 3 major network camera guys that were all standing here. And if you look at those photos, they had like a line here, like a little, some stanchion set up with a rope. All that was tumbled over. There was complete bedlam and pandemonium all in here. But all 3 of the camera guys kept filming and were focusing here on basically the dog pile that was happening on top of Hinckley, right in here against this wall. One thing I always like to do is match up rocks and cracks in the walls and whatnot. And right here where the signage is, this is basically where all the Secret Service had him pinned against the wall. And the way I figured it out was this exact spot here. You can see where this little indentation is and this little rock work where the weather has worn it off. If you look at the photo, you can see that even way back in 1981. There are some clips on YouTube that you can watch. Amazing. All right here. It's a very interesting feeling to be standing here. Gotta be honest with you. There he comes, walking out. Right there. Lady says, President Reagan. Then the bullets start flying. Right there. Right there.
This is it.
You see any stairs in there?
I can't see stairs, but it's definitely...
This leads up to that little garage area. They have it closed off pretty good, and the door is locked. But best we can figure out, this was where he walked up and walked outside.
Yeah, that would be it.
Could this be it? Oh, there's an elevator here.
Yep.
You think this elevator leads up to it?
I bet you it does. Look. It's the doors. I told you.
That's the doors.
Yeah.
So we go in those doors, the one we just showed out there in the hallway.
And then the president would have taken this elevator.
Should we push it?
Yeah. I'm sure it works. So he would have rode the elevator to...
Ground level?
I'm gonna do T.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe we found this.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, this is the elevator he rode in, so this is definitely it. And there are the doors.
That's it. Are we
And
doing? Are we
this
That looks original.
was that was
That's
definitely
That's
here.
definitely 81.
So he walked.
Are we going through?
Yeah.
Do it.
And then he came out these doors.
My gosh. We did it. Holy cow. I'm kind of getting chills right now. You got
That's so crazy.
we just walked, we're walking the same path. Look at this. We're back. We found, well, Dan actually found us. See, I knew there was a reason we were hanging out today. You discovered the hallway. As far as I can tell, no one has ever
I don't think
documented
anyone
that walk.
has done that before.
Man, this quite the experience, to say the least. Here's another perspective you don't normally see. A slight bird's eye view of the spot. Right down there. Below us is where the melee took place.
You can't think of how many presidents have
Ridden
rode in
that
the
elevator. It's
elevator.
amazing. So he was in 1981. It was the 100th
And
visit.
dignitaries and people from all over the,
Amazing.
government from all over the world have used that elevator to get up to the
Royalty.
exit here.
So
Royalty.
you're officially royalty.
Yes.
You're officially presidential
I
status.
feel different already.
Do you? I do too. I do too. That was pretty amazing. The interesting thing is that they built that little corridor that we just were in for presidents.
Yeah.
But why didn't they build this ahead of time where you could drive the? It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you
Yeah.
drive the limo? Why did they go? And another fun fact. Well, not fun, but another disturbing fact about that day. They weren't wearing any no one was
No.
wearing bulletproof vests. They just figured, hey, we normally wear them, but today,
Well, I think
it's all good
I
today.
think the technology from back then to today is a lot different as far as bulletproof vests are concerned. Because back then, I think they weighed a ton and they were like really bulky.
They're a little more convenient.
The ones they
now.
make today are like, you know, it's like putting on an overshirt or something.
Are you wearing a bulletproof vest right now?
No, it looks like I'm wearing 15 of them.
And check it out. There is a tour guides constantly coming by here. It's almost like Hollywood Boulevard. This is like a historical spot. But I'll tell you one thing, no one on that bus has walked in that hallway or taken that elevator.
No, they don't sneak around like us.
Shh, don't tell anyone. And there's our Uber. Should also add in that this was the tunnel right here at this spot is when they finally realized that he had actually been shot, and they changed their direction. Instead of going to the White House, they went to the hospital. They first figured that out here in this dark tunnel. We're now gonna get some dinner at Ben's Chili Bowl. World famous. Is it world famous or just DC famous?
No, it's world famous.
World famous. What do they have in here?
It's world famous in my book. The half smokes with chili.
Half smokes. What is a half smoke?
You'll find out.
All right, let's do this. All right, this is what we're dealing with. Fries. It looks like a lot of cheese, onions.
Really healthy.
We got the same thing. This is what you consider healthy? I don't think this is healthy, Dan. Just my personal opinion. I do not think this is on the top of the health food chart. We have made the commute from DC back down to Baltimore.
I was born in DC, 9/11, crazy stuff. Yeah.
Baltimore.
With the Chinese too, so many.
You're so crazy.
Many. Have a good night.
You too, man. Thank you.
Nobody beat me up, guy. Long story.
What is 7 hours now?
I've never been to a place where they
go
have
up?
bulletproof glass holding the Twinkies back behind here.
I mean, it's a little rough in here.
And with that,
Give me my receipt, man.
vlog
Give me my receipt.
over.